Hey everyone, welcome to the Comedy Hostel Podcast. I'm John Seelig, local stand-up comic. I love to travel, and I love Montreal, and my goal each and every time you guys listen to this is to help visitors to Montreal and some locals discover stuff that's a bit under the radar that's happening in town. And along with me, we have some of Montreal's favorite comics to act as tour guides for you. The man behind the Mac is Reese Turner from the Mobcast Network. How are you?
Not bad, man. What's up?
Not much. And my guest and co-host for this week is Darren Henwood.
Hi.
How are you?
I am tired.
Really? Why are you so tired?
I have been travelling around Montreal a lot recently, and it's very warm in Montreal right now, and it makes it all the worse. And you're right, I'm not dressed appropriately for the weather. I am wearing a blazer and dark jeans today, and everyone else. You're wearing shorts and flip-flops.
I am.
And Reese is wearing shorts and a shirt and a hat though, so it's kind of it doesn't know whether he's coming or going. He's wearing a woolly hat and shorts.
Are you lamenting our beautiful weather?
I know I would never dare to do such a thing in Montreal, but yeah, no, I grew up in Scotland, and we don't get warmth. There's no heat. There's like everyone. When you move to Canada as an outsider, everyone just like prepares you for the winter. It's like, oh, it gets really cold in the winter. Make sure you have a warm jacket. It's like, no one prepares you for the fucking summer in Montreal. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
I just whispered, am I allowed to swear to John for you who didn't hear that? Because there wasn't a conversation before. I don't know who's listening to this. But yeah, like, because we're coming from Scotland, we don't get 35 degrees. We get like 22 for 1 week of the year. And you can't even see any of the Scotland's luscious green grass because it's just covered with pink flesh, trying desperately to get a tan in that 1 week of sunshine. So when I came here, like, I had all my warm sweaters and my big lined jacket and stuff. And then the summertime, I just spent in a fridge.
The irony of everything you just said about Scotland, from all accounts, it's entirely true. Is I was there for 10 days. I was there with my dad in 2007, and it was sunny for 9 of those days.
Yeah, that was the 9 days of that decade in
Fair
2007.
Enough. Fair enough.
I can't believe you came 2007. How lucky is that, man? Jesus.
It was fantastic. And just we were like, this is awesome. Why is everyone whining about this place? It was incredible. I like my time there. Where in Scotland are you from?
A place called Hamilton, which you guys have one here, like Hamilton, Ontario.
That's where I went to grad school.
I really enjoy having the conversation with people from Hamilton, whose Hamilton's the worst. And everyone from Ontario thinks their Hamilton is the worst until I tell them that my Hamilton 1 year like got the highest murder rate per head in Scotland, along with the highest drugs rate per head in Scotland, along with the highest teenage pregnancy rate per head in Scotland, all in one. It was a proud night for us at that award ceremony. I'm not going to lie, we were all sitting there super excited. Got called on stage 3 times. It was really fun. We had a great after party. 14-year-olds got pregnant.
Hamilton, Ontario is the air pollution capital of Canada.
Oh wow! Well done. Is that because like all the Quebecers like just go all the smoke from Quebec blows over in that direction and just pollutes the air?
It contributes to it. It was the home to a couple of steel mills. It's Canada's steel town, and it's got its own shittiness claim to fame. But I think your Hamilton actually sounds like a bit of a rougher place. I think all those things exist in Hamilton, Ontario as well.
Yeah.
In the east end of town, but in the west end of town, it's quite lovely.
Do you know where there's another Hamilton? Bermuda.
I was gonna guess Jamaica. So
yeah, Bermuda, and it's like of all the Hamiltons I could have got born into, I couldn't get born into that one. I'd have been like super happy with the heat and have a big penis. It'd be all awesome.
So really, what you're saying is Hamilton, Ontario would have been a step up, and something to aspire to if you're growing up in Hamilton, Scotland. Okay. Yeah. Well, people in Hamilton, Ontario, who are clamoring for an NHL team, can take solace in the fact that they are not the worst Hamilton in the Western world.
We have a football team or like a soccer team. And they only had enough money to build 2 stands. So they have 2 stands where the fans can sit, and the other 2 are just like empty spaces on either side of the field where they have to put up like nets in case the ball goes flying, and they don't want it to like roll down the hill like when you're playing in a schoolyard. And one of the stands is sponsored, like you know how you have like the sponsors for the stand. It's sponsored by the Spice of Life, which is basically like a curry takeout place chain in that area. That's the biggest name they could get to sponsor their team. And we're in the Scottish Premier Division. We're in the top division.
Playing like Celtic and Rangers and all that.
Playing Celtic and Rangers.
Sorry.
No, it's
okay. That's not the pronunciation there.
Yeah.
I've learned by the looks on your faces that it's clearly not the pronunciation.
Playing Celtic, not Rangers anymore, because Rangers got went into receivership and have now been demoted to the Scottish 3rd Division because they couldn't pay their tax bills.
Do you laugh at Canadian at the North American Soccer League?
I don't. Do you know what? Like, We used to get like videos of it when George Best came over here and played, and there's loads of people that came over here and played in like the 70s and 80s, and it was like super known that you just did it for a big payday, and they're trying to do to the league what they've managed to finally do with David Beckham. But no, like the quality of the American Soccer League now is pretty fucking good. I mean, the USA keep on doing really well at World Cups now. They didn't used to even place or even qualify, whereas now that they'll get out the group stages a lot of the time, and they'll get into the kind of knockout rounds, which is great, but like not so great at the same time, because like soccer is a European / South American thing, and the last thing we want is those fuckers coming in dominating it with all their money and haircuts.
They're trying though. They're trying. They're working hard at it. Comedy wise, you're taking part in Sketchfest, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about. People don't even know what Sketchfest is. So
Sketchfest is run mainly through Theatre St Catherine. It invites sketch troupes from all around the city. Sorry, I'm eating bread and soup.
How is the bread?
Yeah, I'm eating bread and soup because literally I've come from my day job straight here and I haven't eaten since 12 o'clock. And the soup was the bread was a little bit stale.
That was going to be my next question. Was the bread fresh? Because it's been sitting on my counter for, I would say, 4 days.
Thanks for feeding me that. Thanks for, as he now checks the sell-by date on the beer that's in front of him.
Beer is bought today. I can personally attest to that myself.
Excellent. What were we talking about?
We're talking about Sketchfest.
Oh yeah, sorry, Sketchfest. Sketchfest used people from New York have come up from for Sketchfest. People from all over Canada have come from Sketchfest. This year, there's a lot more kind of local troops involved, which I think is good. And I am involved as a host on one of the nights. I'm hosting one of the shows, and then the second night on the Wednesday, which is next Wednesday, the 21st. Then I think it's the 21st, and I'm going to be performing. And I don't know. I didn't even know I was in Sketchfest. I get a message from another comic saying, "By the way, we need a name for our sketch troupe because we are in Sketchfest." And I'm like, "Who is this?" And he's like, "It's Jason. Remember how we were starting to write sketches that 1 or 2 days, 3 months ago? Yeah, I put us forward for Sketchfest." And we got in. And I was like, "Oh, that's really not handy. I have no idea what we're going to call ourselves because we have no fucking sketches. We're not a troupe. I don't even know who you are." Like, no, I knew who he was, but so yeah, all of a sudden now we've written 3 sketches, and mine was the laziest one. Mine was like a stand-up bit that I do already that I wrote into a sketch. The other 2 guys wrote proper sketches and like mapped them all out and stuff. I'm just like, nah, we could do this one of my jokes and just make 3 parts out of it. So yeah. I'm looking forward to doing it because I've never done sketch comedy before.
I was going to say, I did not know you did any sketch when I saw the poster come out on Facebook.
No,
that's interesting.
I have no idea how it's going to be. And the worst thing is, I'm worried I'm going to crack up on stage because like the sketches we've written, there's bits of it that are like super funny. Like for us as performers, like we get to put on voices and do like funny stuff. And there's just one where like Walter Ling, who's the other guy in the sketch troupe, and I wrote the part for him, and he's acting all crazy and stuff, and in rehearsal he keeps on changing up the crazy that he's doing, and we never know what's going to come, and then we can't keep our shit together. Like me and Jason, we're just like, you have to like tell us what you're going to do so we don't break out of character, because Walter plays a very good, very convincing crazy person. So yeah, that's Sketchfest. So if you're in Montreal, if this comes out before Sketchfest, come and see us next week. Hopefully, like 10:30, late show on a Wednesday night.
I just realised it's not coming up before Sketchfest.
Well, if you were here in Montreal and you saw us at Sketchfest, I'm very sorry. I apologise profusely. It wasn't my idea. You can have your money. Please email me at discodarren78@gmail.com. I'll send you your money back. Ticket stubs required, obviously. Don't just email me with your cash request. You're not my mum. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Actually, it's kind of my fault too. Hey, so where else have you lived?
I've never lived in another country. I lived in the United Kingdom, but obviously for those of you who don't really know about geography, United Kingdom is made up of several different countries. I lived in Scotland, I lived in England, and I lived in Canada. In Scotland, I lived in Glasgow for a while, and my hometown of Hamilton. I've lived in London, England. I've lived in Leeds. I've lived in Manchester. And yeah, that's it. And then Montreal.
You've really bounced around the UK.
Yeah. Like I worked in retail, and I still do work in retail in my day job, and I kept on getting job opportunities all over, and I didn't really want to be close to anyone that I knew, because like I don't like anybody, and I'm very like
really antisocial.
Belligerent. No. It just so happened that way, and but yeah, no, it's good because you get to meet people, especially like in London. It's so multicultural. You get to meet people from all over the world. That's where I met the person that brought me to Canada, and now I'm in Canada. So like, yeah, I wanted to experience things and experience people, but I was too lazy to go out there and do it. So I thought I'll move to London, and they all come to you. So it's that's good. Montreal's probably I'd say Montreal's my favourite place to live.
Why is that?
What I enjoyed about Glasgow is that it's very, very small, so there's a very kind of community-based feeling in terms of you'll see the same people in the same bars, and you'll get to know like regular stuff that happens. Then I moved to London, and nothing's ever the same. It's constantly changing, constantly moving. You never bump into anyone you know because it's so vast and huge, and everyone's there to serve their own purpose, and like everyone's really driven to get what they want out of London. So there's not really there isn't pockets of London. Like if you go, normally when you move from one apartment to another in London, you stay in the same area because you like that feeling of community. You don't move from East London to West London. But what I like about Montreal is that you've got the diversity, because what I liked about London was the multiculturalism. Whereas here, it's very multicultural, lots of different like ethnicities involved in even formation of the city all the way through. There's a lot of great history of different ethnicities here, but it's small. You want to stop banging on the table?
Indeed.
Okay. That's my penis, ladies and gentlemen. If anyone's wondering, I just decided to. Oh, this okay. Yes, Montreal is like super multicultural, but you get that great sense of community, like. Like I'm a regular at a bar, where everybody knows you're like the bar people know my name, and that's great because that doesn't happen in bigger kind of metropolis type cities. So it's the best of both worlds here, and we have a summer which we didn't have back in Scotland.
So last couple of questions. Where do you like to go drink? Where should people who are visiting this town go drink?
Comedy shows, only ever comedy shows. What could go wrong with a $7.50 beer? Except at the M, which is a student hostel, which is what this pot is. You guys have to have the cheapest beer at any comedy show.
This is completely unsolicited. This is the shocking part about all this. Yeah, we have $11 pitchers and $4.50 pints and $4 shooters. But now we're sounding like a commercial for my show.
No, but seriously, like as a comic, because comics, I don't know if I can tell your audience, the comics like even cheaper beers. We got like $3 beers.
We do.
You have no idea how many comics turn up to that show who like, I'm on the bill tonight, and then just sit at the bar and get absolutely hammered on $3 beers. The only one that's cheaper than that is the Bring Your Own Beer show that I'm doing one more of in the summertime in June the 21st.
Excellent.
Which
tell us what's the deal with that?
It's in the basement of my old apartment, and you get to buy beer at the dep and bring it and drink it and have fun and like steal things from my ex-wife's apartment.
There's a really cool overhead projector that I always wanted to haul because like I have all these old acetates from elementary school, and I just wanted to do a show one night with Strictly on my wall.
You wanted to do puppets, didn't you? We wanted to do like the
it's true because whenever I tried to do that, the teacher would bite my hand. So that's why I never got to do that.
That overhead projector is something we found in the street.
It was beautiful.
And the first comedy show we did, we used that as the spotlight because I hadn't installed any lights, and it was really funny trying to watch the comedians do. And it was like 3 feet from the comedians, and it's a super powerful light.
I can't believe it still works. I had no clue that it worked.
It still totally works, and like I have several comedians with slightly burnt retinas that will testify as to its like functionality. That was an awkward evening.
So where can people go check this Bring Your Own Bottle kind of stand-up comedy show that you're on?
Like me on Facebook, not like me, but like friend me on Facebook. You can like me on Facebook as well. You can lick me on Facebook. I don't really care. Just Darren Henwood, and then through that you'll find my page, Lowdown Comedy. And there's only going to be maybe 3 more shows all happening this summer, and it is the most fun outside of the that you can have at a comedy show.
Hey, I've had a ton of fun doing Lowdown. I love it.
So it's not really a comedy show. It's kind of like a house party where people tell jokes. But there's couches and chairs and stuff, and it's all set up like a sort of like grungy comedy room. But it's like super house party atmosphere, and we like bring your own beer, and we don't mind if people dabble in other types of elements of enjoyment. I'm trying to dance around the words heroin, cocaine, and weed. Not heroin. That's no. Which is, some people may not know about Scotland. They've seen the film Trainspotting.
I'm looking for a heroin sponsor.
Yeah, well, I mean, like Scottish people have invented a lot of things over the years, and one of the things we invented was the hypodermic syringe needle.
Huh.
And the reason I give is, well, you've got to put the heroin in something. And like before that, I was just trying to imagine all these like wooden devices that Scottish people were using to try and find a vein and inject them cells with heroin.
So the moral of the story is Scotland's greatest contribution to mankind is the mechanism by which people can shoot heroin.
Oh no, we also invented like penicillin. I think that's our probably our best one.
Depends on what you're addicted to.
Yeah, I guess. Pneumatic tires that are used on all bicycles and road-bearing cars. The tarmac that covers almost every road in the world is invented by Scottish people.
Same as the deep-fried Mars bar. That's my personal favourite.
Deep-fried I mean, but the funny thing is, there's a lot of things that are attributed to Scotland that aren't Scottish. Like whiskey is not Scottish.
Right.
Like the kilts, not Scottish. Bagpipes, not Scottish. We stole all those ideas and like appropriated them for our own means.
For nefarious tourism reasons.
Yeah. And then just designed loads of ways to get ourselves more fucked up.
Edinburgh is like just a massive stereotype of what Scotland is.
Yo, Edinburgh's like a Scottish theme park for tourists, basically. Like, there's a castle there, and everyone wears tartan, and everyone has a ginger beard, and just... That's just what... I mean, people like have to pass an exam to move to Edinburgh. It's like, can you play the bagpipes? Yes. Do you have red hair? Yes. Can you sell shortbread in the street while doing a jig? Yes. And that's the three questions you have to answer to actually be able to move to Edinburgh.
Last question before we get to our guest for the week, Jon Bennett. If someone's coming to Montreal, what should they check out?
The airport, that's pretty cool. I like the airport.
Is there a particular lounge you like there?
No. Like the Tim Hortons on Jean Talon, just before the Jean Talon Market, is pretty good. I think the number 135 bus has to be my favourite.
Why is that?
It's a bendy bus. You get to stand in the middle and pretend you're disco dancing with your headphones on.
Like you're at the apex of an accordion.
Yeah. I like Dormez-vous as a store.
You like mattress testing?
They have some good mattresses there. You can go and check that out. No, at Water Market, Jean Talon Market, get some outdoor kind of things going on there. Go and check out the local kind of comedy scene, arts in general. Like go to Montreal on a Sunday. Go see the Tam Tams and hang out there. Go to Picnic Electronic and dance and get drunk at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the sunshine and dance to electro music. I don't know, eat some smoked meat at Schwartz, eat some poutine at Le Banquise, do all these kind of like things. Don't go to the Old Port, it sucks, it's overrated and everything is overpriced. It's just cobblestones and architecture from about 300 years ago. And if you come from Europe, you've like seen everything. Like, you probably went to a school that is older than that whole place. So don't go to the Old Port, don't listen to anyone, everything sucks down there. Don't go to the canal, don't go to the Old Port, go to the canal. Rent a Bixie and just ride downhill and really piss off tourists. Go and ride up Saint Laurent at like 4:30 on a Friday and overtake the same car 3 times on your bike and watch how fucking angry he is on the 3rd time as you pass him. Like he's stuck in traffic trying desperately to get home to enjoy his weekend, and you're just like, I just rented this bike for $3. You're sitting there burning through like $3 worth of fuel every 12 meters that you go, and you're banging on the dashboard, and I'm getting to wear shorts and you're sweating the fuck out your old like 1982 Nissan with no air conditioning in it. Go fuck yourself. I don't drive a car, you may have guessed. Yeah, do all of those things, particularly the road rage one.
That's what I was going to say about things to do in Montreal. Montreal, according to Darren Henwood, we're going to come back. We'll be back with Jon Bennett. Darren's going to stick around, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we'll speak to you guys soon. Where are you calling us from, Jon Bennett?
I'm in Orlando.
Orlando, Florida?
Yeah.
No, the other Orlando.
How terrible for you. How is it?
It's great. It's hot.
So everyone joining us via the magic of Skype, we have Jon Bennett, and he is actually going to be headlining stand-up at the M, the same show that Darren is hosting.
Yay!
But more importantly, tell us why you're coming to Montreal in the first place.
I'm coming to Montreal to do. I'm doing the Montreal Fringe, and I'm also doing Zoofest this year.
Ooh.
Are you bragging to us?
No, I believe Darren did Zoofest last year, and I think I'm in the same venue that you were in.
The Catacombs?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And how many nights are you doing?
I think I'm doing 5.
Oh, we only did 2 show off.
I'm surrounded by Montreal comedy royalty here. So tell us, I think you're doing 2 separate shows, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
So what are you doing at Fringe? What are you doing at Zoofest? And just for those who don't know, Zoofest is actually a subset of Just for Laughs. So it's actually a big deal to be in Zoofest. So, applause break for Jon Bennett. Tell us what's happening at Fringe.
I like how you said applause break for Jon Bennett and then just continued right on and didn't actually have an applause break.
Oh, I had no intention of doing that. It was just it's just meant to be a placeholder with my voice.
One of my favourite things, though, is that let's have a break of like 10 seconds. All right, ready? Applause break.
Are you timing this?
Excellent.
Oh man, I've never
nice.
masturbated in such quick succession in my entire life.
All right, so hit us. What's happening at Fringe? What's happening at Zoofest?
For Fringe, I'm doing a new show called Fire in the Meth Lab.
Is that the one about your brother that you were talking about last year?
Yeah, it's about my brother being a meth head, and sort of he went to jail, and sort of how someone becomes that kind of person. It was me working it out how we had sort of the same upbringing and everything, but he went one way and I went the other way.
Because last year you did a show about your dad, and now you're doing one about your brother. Next year, are you running out of family members? Do you intend to write? Are you trying to adopt children to find out about their families?
I'm either doing that or I'm encouraging my other brothers to do something fun.
Hey, do you want to go and kidnap someone?
Brother onto heroin.
What?
Trying to get my second oldest brother into heroin.
This is the second heroin reference discussion about heroines we've had on this podcast so far, so thank you for bringing that full circle.
No problem.
So it sounds like there's a lot of tragedy in your family?
Yeah, not tragedy. Like the show about my dad was more. It was a nice show. It was more. My dad is still alive. I can say that now because I won't be doing that show again. But it's more. That was more like a thing about how many times I thought he was dead growing up because he's quite accident prone.
Tell us about your cock show.
Sorry.
Tell us about your cock show.
Well, that's what I'm doing here at the moment, and that's what I'll be doing for Just for Laughs, for Zoofest as well. I'll be bringing the cocks back to Montreal.
And the show's called Pretending Things Are a Cock?
That's right. Traveled around the world making everything my cock.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It really is.
You don't need to do any marketing with a title like that.
No. And then, the show is just me telling stories behind the cocks.
Do you still get people emailing you with ones they've done themselves?
All the time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, all the time. And the Facebook group is quite popular as well.
What's the name of the Facebook group?
Pretending Things Are a Cock.
So the listeners can go on and look to see what Pretending Things Are a Cock is all about and then post their own photos?
Yeah, that's right.
Excellent.
And see the ones that I do around the world as well.
Do old ladies ever email you and just horrified at the title? Yeah?
Yeah, it's quite surprising. Like, tons of different kinds of people do it. There's been lots of elderly do it.
What's been your favourite one?
Well, that's what the show is about.
Oh, so people have to come and see the show to find out what your favourite one is.
Yeah, that's the last bit, is the story behind which one is my favourite. And it's about
I was actually going to ask, because I thought Darren was asking this, what's your favourite old person or cranky group that's written to you? What have they said to you or threatened you with?
Oh, no one's ever. The best thing I had was in Edinburgh.
Hooray!
I did the show in Edinburgh, and I do a bit at the start which says that there'll be no real cocks in this show, and then I put a little disclaimer that says, "Or will there?" And then I go, "No, there definitely will not be." And then when I did that, an elderly couple got out of the audience and left after that bit at the very start.
Wow.
That was quite good.
It's because they turned up to see cocks.
I wanted to see some-
Obviously, they're like, "Oh, he's an Australian. He'll get his cock out for sure."
Yeah, that's what they thought. And they left. I said, "What? Why are you leaving?" And the old man, just said, "Just not for us, mate."
Hey, so you're spending the summer in Montreal, correct?
Yeah,
And where do you call home the rest of the time?
I'm based in Melbourne, but this year will be my first year of like pretty solid touring.
Yeah, you tour all the time. We follow you on Facebook, and you're in Europe, and then you're bouncing around all over the place here in North America again.
Well, it's quite funny because Orlando, the festival that I'm doing here in Orlando, is like my 8th festival for the year already.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know Orlando had an arts community of any kind.
Yeah, it's quite good. The Fringe is really good here.
So, what other countries? Because part of this, the theme of this podcast is definitely travel. Where else have you performed your plays? And what's a favorite country that you recommend people need to go check out?
Oh, my favorite country is South Africa.
Explain.
I woke up in the middle of the night, staying in a little straw hut, and our hut was shaking. And my girlfriend woke me up and said, "Go check out what the shaking is." And I got out, and it was a bunch of zebras scratching themselves on the corners of our hut roof. It was amazing.
Black and white ones?
Yeah, the black and white zebras.
Excellent, good.
The all brown ones, they're horses. They're horses.
The brown and green ones, right? How many months a year are you on the road?
Probably about 5 or 6.
Okay. And
So I haven't had an Australian winter for 4 or 5 years.
Can I ask, do you prefer being on the road or being in Melbourne?
I don't know. Both have their good things and their bad things. But I do like traveling and going around everywhere and finding new places and making friends all around the world. It's become that thing where now, I mean, I don't make very much money. But now wherever I go, I've got people to stay with and friends to hang out with and that sort of thing, which is pretty amazing that I can go somewhere and have someone to stay and have people to hang out with, which is pretty great.
Where are you staying when you come to Montreal?
I'm staying at your house, Darren.
Oh, okay.
so I just want to ask you a couple more questions before we wrap up. What do you love to do when you're traveling and you're not performing? What are some things that you really enjoy doing when you're in random country X?
My favorite... I really love doing road trips. So my favorite thing to do when I'm in a country is to get a bunch of people together and go for a drive, like, to some place that I probably wouldn't usually go, sort of thing. So when I was in Montreal last time, I drove up to Tadoussac through Quebec.
I've never been there, and I grew up in this province.
So basically, your favorite
thing...
thing you like to do while you're traveling is more traveling.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my favorite thing.
Did you...
When I was in your country, Darren, I was in Edinburgh, and then we drove all the way across Scotland and we got the ferry across to Ireland, and then drove along the top of Ireland, and then spent a couple of nights in Belfast.
When John says drive all the way across Scotland, that took about, 2.5 hours?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, to get to the coast from Edinburgh. Scotland is very small.
Yes. And then drove along the top of Belfast, top of Ireland there, Northern Ireland.
And which did you like better, Ireland or Scotland?
Basically the same country, really.
Oh, I love you New Zealanders, you're so funny.
Somehow I knew that was going to be the answer.
New Zealand is the cool Australia.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
So final question before we get to all your details of your shows and stuff like that. What do you love to do in Montreal? Where do you like to eat? Where do you like to drink? What do you like to do?
My favourite thing to do is when they close off, is it St. Catharines? They close off that street?
Oh yeah,
where the
the
Boys Town is.
they do like a sidewalk sale.
Yeah, where they close off all the streets and everyone just walks the streets and there's all stuff around. I like to go into the middle of that and then I just do a massive shit in the middle of the street. That's my favorite thing to do, and my favorite thing to eat.
So you're encouraging all the visitors to Montreal to take part in these kind of activities. Great. Tourism Montreal will love you.
Nothing like a bit of international scatting. Am I right?
Yeah. No, that's my next book. Shitting around the world.
It took my podcast 2 episodes to wind up completely in the toilet. And where are you performing in Montreal? What are the dates? How can they catch you?
I'm performing in. Let me just check this here. I'm performing in at Cabaret de Mile End. I start on Friday, the 14th of June.
That's a big venue.
Do a bunch of random shows until the 22nd of June.
That's a pretty big venue.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. That's for Fire in the Meth Lab. And then for Zoofest, I'm in the Catacombs venue at 11:30 at night, starting on the... I think I start... Hold on one sec. I start on the 10th of July and go through to the 17th of July. At 11:30 at night.
Excellent. We'll post all the details on our Facebook fan page. But listen, thank you so much for taking the time to call us from Orlando. We really appreciate that.
No problem.
And and you're headlining stand-up at the M with host Darren Henwood.
Great.
Yeah.
Done it, duo.
It's I think you'll like it. It's a good crowd, people from everywhere, and I think you're gonna have a blast doing it.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll speak to you later.
See you.
Bye, John.
Bye-bye.
Hey everyone, so thanks for downloading and listening to the Comedy Hostel Podcast, part of the Mobcast Network. Really appreciate that. Big thanks to Reese Turner for producing.
No problem.
Extra special thanks to our my co-host for the week, Darren Henwood, our special guest from Australia via Orlando, Florida. We had Jon Bennett. They're both going to be on the June 20th show at M-Bar, 1245 Rue Saint-André. And please follow us and get all their information about their shows, their social media stuff on Facebook at facebook.com/MTL Comedy Hostel. And that's our Twitter handle as well. So get all the information about our shows, any upcoming podcasts there. Big thanks again to everybody, and thank you, most importantly, for listening. Have a good night.